everyone, a very warm welcome to my channel. My name is Riya and I am a 31-year-old woman living in Kolkata. So today I want to talk about a few things you need to know before you turn 30. So these are a few points I have myself realized in my 20s and as I navigated in my 20s. So I would like to share these few things with you as well. So my point number one is to invest in yourself. So you are your priority. So in your 20s, you do not have a lot of responsibilities like most of us. I'm talking about like in general. So most of us do not have a lot of responsibilities. Many of us have got our first jobs in 20s. So this is the time you need to prioritize yourself. And by prioritizing yourself, I mean to say that you need to invest in yourself. It can be invest in your education. When I'm talking about investing in education, that does not mean the formal education only. Of course, that needs to be there and you need to go for it. I have pursued my MPhil and PhD in my 20s. So definitely formal education is something, cannot be replaceable. But I am talking about constantly upskilling yourself. You want to do the certification, go do it. You want to learn a new skill, do it. 20s is your time to do it because you do not have that much responsibility compared to the upcoming 30s and 40s. Most of the people are married in their 30s and have kids. So in 20s, in your early 20s, it is comparatively easy to allocate a bit of time out of your regular life to invest in your studies, to invest in your education. So constantly upskilling is a very important thing and I cannot stress enough on it. So many people, they get their first jobs and they get very comfortable and they try to settle there. But I would suggest that do not settle. Try to upskill yourself. Even if that job is very good one and you want to settle, but in order to stay valid, you need to constantly upskill yourself. And if you forget that, you will no longer stay valid in that particular job role. And tomorrow someone younger will come and will do the same work in less amount of money. That's why upskilling is very much important. So do not close your mind. Keep it open. Keep on learning new things. So as we talk about investing in yourself, that doesn't mean only to invest in your studies or upskilling. It also means that you need to invest in your health. So you need to keep on exercising daily. Many people I see that in their 20s they spend their entire day in a desk job and they tend to get a big belly. I'm not body shaming them, but you need to prioritize your health because in your 20s whatever you do, that will reflect on the next coming decades. So maintaining a healthy weight is necessary as well as maintaining a balanced diet. And at the same time, as you are taking care of your body, you have to take care of your mind. So you can dissociate yourself from the people that drain you and from a very toxic relation. Many people I have seen that they are stuck in a toxic relation and that take away a lot of time, energy and effort out of them. So you need to identify that your relation is not working out and you need to get out of them in order to give yourself that mental space for investing yourself. So you remember the habits you establish now will go on for a long time in the long run. So the next point I would like to talk about is to build a solid financial foundation. So this financial education is not something taught at our school. But this is a very important thing to know for everybody. How to file your tax, how to manage your budget, everything. So like when you are new at this area, one thing you need to understand that you need to live within your means. So in our 20s, we see that we have a big FOMO, like fear of missing out. So if our friends are going out to have a party, we also want to join. because we think that we are missing out on all the fun they are having. But here you need to remember that, does your budget allow you to spend that much money to that one outing? So if it does, yes, go for it. But if it does not, you have to learn to say no. So that doesn't mean that you will lose all the opportunities to have fun. Definitely you will have fun, do have fun, but do it within your means, and slowly try to increase your income. And it is at the same time you need to learn about investment. So ask someone who is more experienced about how you can manage your budget better. It can be your parents or your older siblings, maybe a friend who has better experience. So ask someone for advice if you think that is necessary. And one more thing about this financial matter I would like to discuss is that you need to keep your earning very personal. I have seen many people, they are very transparent about their income in front of all their friends. But this is something, according to me, this is a very subjective view. This is something which is not very right thing to do, I feel, because like nobody should know your capacity to spend. You can be judged by letting out this kind of information. If your friends or maybe your colleague, they to know how much you can spend or how little you can spend, you will be judged accordingly, because our society is a judgmental society. We judge people even if we do not want to. As I was talking about investment, learn to invest every month a little bit of money. For example, you can put 5,000 rupees in an SIP, and in a year you can keep aside 60,000 rupees. Okay, this is a general example. One more thing you have to remember, that you should always keep aside an emergency fund. Suppose you have a big travel coming, or a big educational degree you want to achieve, and for that particular emergency fund is necessary. So keep in mind that you have to have that fund ready. Also, you have to keep in mind that you have to have that much of money kept aside which can sustain you 2 to 4 months of no income. And why am I saying that? Because this is the time you might be changing jobs, and in between jobs you can be stuck. So you have to be prepared for the worst case scenario. So it is not about saving only, it is also about smart spending. So you want the latest iPhone and you are thinking of getting it on EMI, think of it again. Does your budget allow you to spend that much money on the EMI? If yes, then go for it. And if you think that it is difficult, then I would suggest to wait, because life doesn't end in your 20s. But financial decisions you make in your 20s will affect in your 30s. The next point I would like to discuss is to cultivate meaningful relations. So in our 20s, we see that our friend circle is getting smaller. Many people we know from school or colleges are no longer in touch, or sometimes they are in touch, but our friendships are kind of phased out, because we have become different type of people and we have different types of priorities in life now. So this can be very overwhelming. So I would suggest that whatever friends you have, try to maintain regular communication with them. Meet them occasionally if all of your schedules permit, but keep that connection alive by frequent calling and texting. Many times we think that our friends will be there, just like are there, even if we do not reach out to them, even if we do not nurture that friendship. But it is not like that. Sometimes, due to that careless attitude towards a friend, we can lose a friend. Cultivate meaningful relations, as well as don't stop meeting new people and making new friends. Go on traveling, attend workshops, attend the classes you are interested in. Maybe it is a guitar lesson or a dance class or a pottery workshop, whatever suits you best. So there you can meet like-minded people and you can cultivate new relations. give it a try, because I have met many new people by joining various workshops. I used to go for salsa dancing, semi-classical dancing, and also I used to go for art workshops and pottery workshops. So there I have met a lot of new people and I enjoyed the company of those people. I still do that. So I would like you to try that thing. The next point I cannot emphasize enough is to learn to cook. Whether you are a man or a woman, cooking is a life skill and you should know how to do the basic things at least. And many people take pride, I have seen that they take pride on the fact that they do not know how to cook. But there is nothing to be proud of. Not knowing something is not good. So cooking is a life skill. If you are living alone away from your family, you cannot eat takeouts daily. Of course, you can keep a house help. But what if the day the house help doesn't show up? So you need to know the basics. When you make your own food, you know what you are putting in your own body. So you are accountable of whatever you are having. And that makes you more responsible. Because when you take charge of your own meal, you need to keep in mind whatever ingredients are there already in home and whatever you have to buy makes that particular thing you are planning to make. So that makes you more responsible person. And we often undermine the small things in our lives, but I cannot emphasize enough that cooking is a life skill and you need to know the basics of cooking at least, even if you are a man or a woman. And just imagine if you invite all your friends over and you present some home cooked meal. So that is so much heartwarming, and that is, that helps you connect with your friends even better than just getting some takeout. So I would suggest start with simple recipes. There are plenty of simple recipes online. Start with simple recipes for breakfast, and as you gain more confidence, you can try out more complex things. And cooking also helps you to stay focused and to expand your attention span. Next point I would like to talk about is traveling. So travel whenever you can. This traveling helps you to understand different kind of perspectives, different cultures, and meet different people. And all these experiences you cannot learn by staying at a single place. So in your 20s you have a lot of energy in your body as well as in your mind. Use that energy to travel. You can say that I do not have the budget for traveling. So traveling doesn't need to be very expensive all the time. There are plenty of groups online, backpackers, and you can find people of your own age and then you can go traveling with them. And those kinds of backpacking traveling is very budget friendly. So as you travel, learn a lot of life skills. Like you have to pack according to the places you are going, the clothes and the necessary items. And in case of emergency while you are traveling, how you are responding to it and how you are managing everything, that is also a life lesson to learn. So travel teaches you to be adaptable, open-minded and resourceful. And not to say, travel also helps you to escape the regular boring routine life and gives you the chance to reflect on your life from a different vantage point. So travel whenever you can. It can be a weekend travel or it can be a long tour based on your budget and your time and schedule. But make time for it. Allocate a special budget for traveling. The next point I would like to discuss is to embrace failure. I still teach people who are in their graduation and master's level, and they are in their late teens or early 20s, and I see that for many people failure is something unacceptable. Once they fail, they lose all the motivation. So yeah, it is difficult to accept failure. I can totally understand, but you need to build some coping mechanism to embrace failure. And remember that you can always start over. So after failure, if you are starting over, you are not starting over from your scratch. You are starting over with the knowledge of the failure. So I have cleared my UGC net after third attempt, and the three attempts I failed, and each time I was devastated. From the next day onwards, I started studying with new motivation, thinking that I was not starting from the scratch. I had the previous knowledge. So on the fourth attempt, I cleared my net, and of course, like, it was something joyous moment. But I embraced my failure. I learned to embrace my failure rather. So I would suggest that you also try to learn to embrace your failure and start over with the knowledge that yes, you are starting over with the knowledge of your previous failure. So remember that most people who are so great in life faced multiple failures in their lifetime. The next point I would like to talk about is to practice gratitude. In our 20s, we have a lot of energy and we think that we are invincible and we do not need to be grateful. I'm not being biased, but this was something, a general feeling people in the 20s have. If you are not one of them, it's fine, but still you need to practice gratitude. We do not give a lot of time to our parents and who are now getting older, and we think that talking to them over a phone or maintaining a connection with the siblings, this is hassle. So we don't do that. We often do not show our gratefulness to our parents who have provided so much to us, and we are also not grateful for the jobs we have, or for the life we have, or for the living place, or for the food on the table. These are simple things, but if you are grateful about these things, you will see that you are more at peace with yourself, with your life. So in our 20s, most of us think that our life is not good enough, and we tend not to be grateful for whatever we already have. So we should remember to be grateful for the physical strength we have, for the food we have on the table, and for the friends and family who have helped us and supported us all along. So having a grateful mindset will help you in staying positive and grounded. The next point I would like to talk about is to prioritize your health. I already talked about this point at the beginning. Here I want to emphasize it more. So you need to keep your body moving, because this is the time many people gain weight, as I have mentioned. So you do not want to do that. And this is not about maintaining a healthy weight. It is also to boost your energy level, to boost your immune system. It also comes with having balanced diet. So you can reduce your sugar intake and have a balanced diet full of whole grains and leafy vegetables and lean proteins, and try to reduce the consumption of alcohol. I can understand that it might not be possible for many people in the social scenario, but try it. It will help you to maintain a healthy life in your 30s as well as in your 40s. So as we talk about the health, we need to talk about the mental health as well. You need to stay away from the people who are not good for your mental health, who do not support you, or who speak bad behind your back, which cause you more stress in life. So we can avoid it by dissociating ourselves from those people. So make some time for the activities to manage your mental stress, and those activities should be like the activities to bring you joy. I often do paintings when I am stressed, or when I want to spend some time with myself only. Another thing here is to schedule regular checkups to the doctor. You might think that we are in our 20s and nothing can go wrong with our body, but let's not take any chance. Schedule regular checkups with your doctor, and it will be helpful to catch any potential issues in early days. The next point I would like to talk is not to compare yourself with others. In the time of social media, we often tend to look at other people's happy picture on social media and think that why can't our life be better than theirs? We see people's pictures of traveling and partying at different places, buying the new clothes and all those things, and we feel bad for ourselves that we cannot do those things. So here we need to keep that in mind, that all the things people show online are not always all the time true. And even if they are true, that should not make you feel bad about yourself, because they are in a journey of their own and you are of your own. The paths are different. So if the person who is of your age can afford foreign travel, that doesn't mean that you will feel bad about that. You can also try to have that in your life, but without feeling bad. You can feel inspired that okay, he or she can afford foreign travel, so I should also try to make my budget in that way so that I can also make that foreign travel possible for myself. So we can do this without being envious, without feeling bad for ourselves. So feeling bad for ourselves doesn't put ourselves in a better place. It just puts us in a very stressful situation, and we create this learned helplessness in our mind, and we think that we are good for nothing. And this can reflect in other areas of our life. It can reflect in the relation with your family, with your partner, or in your jobs as well. So we do not want this learned helplessness from the social media in our life. So try not to compare yourself with other people. Try to be content with whatever you have. Be inspired but not envious. And the last point I would want to talk about in this video is about networking. You should be able to network like a pro. Networking should not be intimidating. Building a strong network of professional contact can help you get more new opportunities in life. So it can also provide support and mentorship and help you to stay informed in the current trends in your field. If you are an introvert and you think that networking or talking to new people is intimidating, try to take one small step at a time. Attend the events and see how you are reacting in the presence of so many people. And also you can do by connecting people over LinkedIn, and there you do not have to have the personal in face-to-face meeting. So it can be better like to talk to people on LinkedIn and to maintain this connection, and later on take the next step to attend the workshops and joining various professional groups. So while networking, you have to keep one thing in your mind. You do not need to impress anyone. Be your authentic self in your approach and in the way you talk, and show the willingness to give as well as to receive. So these are some helpful things you can keep in consideration while you are in 20s, so that in your 30s you don't have to figure these things out from the scratch. But the 20s are very valuable time, so use it wisely. If you like this video, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.